So another method that I really like for bodyweight progression, not as much as EMOMs, but I often did those after EMOMs or on the EMOM free days at the beginning. It's ladders. Ladders or pyramids, whatever you want to do, has a simple concept of getting in enough volume with, well, it has higher intensity than EMOMs, but still low enough intensity to at best stay off failure or stay off failure until the final sets. So you're pretty close to failure actually. What you do in a ladder is basically start with repping pull-ups for a certain number that's off failure, but close to failure. If you're fresh, if you're not pre-fatigued, and if you're pre-fatigued, there comes the problems, because the goal is to decrease the reps with every set by 1. So let's say you do 12 pull-ups, then you do in the next set 11, then 10, 9, 8, until down to like 5 or however low you want to go. And the goal is that with every set, your fatigue makes your strength decay by 1 rep. But it depends on your pre-fatigue level, so if you did anything before, that may not account and you may fatigue much faster in this ladder, and it also depends on your rest times. Many people like to do this in EMOM style, so every minute you start a new set. I personally always had full 60 seconds rest in between, so I set a timer and waited, and I finished the set full 60 seconds to start a new one, so I don't only have 40 seconds of rest, but a full 60. And still, if I had done anything previously, it wouldn't work for me. My decay in strength was my decay in endurance was much quicker than 1 rep per set. But if you're fresh, it may work for you. Make sure to adapt it. If it doesn't work, so it does work. Adapt your workout in that you may not do any exercises before to not have pre-fatigue. Adapt your rest times so it works. And other than that, it's just pretty simple. I'm gonna showcase you if you don't understand. The lower ladder, I do 3, 1, 2, 3. Then I rest until my new mark where I start to rep begins for a certain amount of seconds. For endurance training, everything between 30 and 90 seconds works perfectly. Then I do 2 reps. 1, 2. Rest a little bit and do 1 rep. 1. Now of course this doesn't put me to failure, I just did a short and lower EMOM to showcase it to you. Not EMOM ladder. And pyramids work the same way as ladders, just that you have a build-up phase. So instead of starting at like 12 reps, where you're close to failure, you build up from 5 to 11, which should be far off failure, because if you can do 12, well, you may want to reduce the peak because you have some pre-fatigue with those early sets. So if you do a ladder with 12 to 5, you may want to do a pyramid with 5 to 11, and then 11 to 5. Because with those early sets, 12 may not be close to failure, but actual failure. So you do 5 reps, rest, 6 reps, rest, 7, rest, 8, rest, 9, rest, 10, rest, and then do your ladder from 11 down to 5 again. What this does compared to a ladder, is just bring you more volume. More volume in a set amount of time, and that's all endurance training is about. Getting enough volume over the course of a training session, over the course of a week, over the course of a month, or the full cycle. Not in a single set, just getting enough volume, somewhat close to failure, so it has its use and is intense enough, but far from actual failure, so you can do it as often as possible to get enough volume over the course of a full week. And in my opinion, ladders are inferior to EMOMs because they may be too intense. You get too close to failure. I like EMOMs more, also with the tempo of the reps, how you approach them. Like a 5 set or 6 set rep is always the same up, down. You don't gotta think about it. And in EMOMs you may be used to doing 6 reps, but doing suddenly 7 reps, 8 reps, your strategy to approach the set, even if it's the same tempo reps, may be a little bit flawed. But that's just my personal opinion on this. Definitely try out ladders or pyramids if you want to work. If it works for you, it's perfect, it's great. Many people like ladders for that case, to get up your volume, to make your body adapt to pull-ups, and thus for your future training sessions, your body can recruit more motor units, your fast twitch muscle fibers grow and send signals faster. That's how strength is built. And endurance, of course, because you're used to a higher volume. So if I told you something interesting, if you want to work out with those methods, and if it works for you, then definitely follow me for more and like this video. I'm glad if I can help.